My thoughts about selfless service are that it means just fitting into the needs of the community and whatever they may be, not being too concerned about what form it might take, and being ever ready to just serve in any capacity.
The thing that stands out from you from this material that we're using is the one of selfless service. I used to doubt myself and say I'm a shy person, but in the writing they say that you should forget about yourself and don't dwell on your shortcomings. Just think about making your community better.
How we understand service and what that means will affect how we make choices. So I really took away from our discussions that we should redefine how we understand service. So it's not something that's separate from the rest of your life. It's an aspect that can really be integrated into every part of your life and can characterize everything that you do.
Para mí vivir una vida coherente sería como hemos hablado, la importancia de ver el servicio no solo como un acto de hacer para los demás y todo eso, ya que el servicio en verdad moldea nuestra vida, nuestra forma de ser, actuar, y lo más interesante es que nace de nosotros, es una iniciativa propia, no es obligado, no viene sintiéndose la presión de que deba ser una obligación.
I think a lot of youth find living a coherent life so difficult is because they tend to compartmentalize their lives into, for example, I'm going to spend 25% service, 25% study, and then my social life, my family life, somehow I'll get it in. But really when we have one purpose uniting all of it, it becomes a lot easier to see the reasons behind everything. And when our purpose is governed by something that we believe is higher than ourselves, for example, for me, the center of my life would be trying to apply the teachings of Baha'u'llah to the wider society, and that's the efforts of the whole Baha'i community.
The way I'm going to approach service is going to change now, because I used to separate it from like what I do in my everyday life. Like it's something completely different, but I think now I can like incorporate it in what I do, and like if we put it at the center of like our everyday lives, it'd be so much easier, and then we get to practice it more and it'll come naturally.
So I think we spent a lot of time talking about service as the responsibility of our generation, and as our higher purpose. Like our higher purpose is to be of service, and it was really interesting because I think a difficult thing that comes up when we talk about this is how do we fit this into these busy lives that everyone lives. And then it's really interesting to look at this idea and this concept of coherence, because then we start to understand that it's not something we need to squeeze into the life that exists. It's something that needs to underlie our entire existence that is already there. So like a vein running through all the things that we're already involved in.
Before the youth conference, I feel a bit nervous about should I go study, working, or service together. But after youth conference, I feel that we can complement together working, study, and service.
And we've learned that we need to be coherent in our everyday life, not separating service from work or study or family life.
It's not a one-way track. It's not service here, school here, or in my case, motherhood and activities and things that are related to my family life. It's everything is one.
I would say it has really had an impact on my life, because at first I was not able to differentiate or make good choices between maybe going to school and saving. But now I'm able to understand that school and service would go together.
Il concetto del servizio quante volte veniva ripreso nei vari aspetti della nostra vita, praticamente è un atteggiamento, un modo di fare e di essere che condiziona tutte le nostre scelte, le più piccole e le più grandi, e lo ritroviamo praticamente sempre, è sempre con noi. È veramente la chiave per il successo, per cambiare questo mondo in un posto migliore.